What's up, Periscope? Just a quick one today. I've just been actually Snapchatting and Instagramming as well. Just a thought, I've been actually talking to some people on some forums, particularly over on, I forgot what it's called now. We've been on a few forums over on reddit.com and chatting to some, I'm assuming some young entrepreneurs and looking at a few of the discussions there. And there seems to be just a huge block, and it's a thing that I see happen with a lot of entrepreneurs, just a fear of getting started. They want to be entrepreneurs, they want to be business owners, they want to have a business of their own. They've got these grand plans and grand ideas, but they never actually get started because they've got this fear that maybe they're fear of failure, they're going to fuck it up, they're going to, they've got this ideal of, oh, it's got to launch and it's got to make $1 million, it's got to be this amazing business right out the gate. And whether that's, I think that's always been something with business owners and entrepreneurs. You always want it to be perfect, you want it to go right, but it's not going to most of the time. Most businesses fail, most product launches don't go the way you want them to go, but they do once you've done 5, 10, 15, 20, once you've put in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And I think now, like especially nowadays, there's such short-term thinking around business and entrepreneurship, whether that's just to do with app thinking and rise of technology and constant notification and this instant gratification society. People are coming into business thinking, right, I've got to launch right off the bat. If it doesn't work straight up, then there's no point doing it. But it's kind of a fallacy. Like, business is mostly failing and a little bit of success. It's just when you're watching the guys that are successful, you don't see that 15, 20 years of struggle that they've gone through to get to that point, that they're now successful, and it looks like they've just come straight into success, But it's just not the case most of the time. There's a few cases like WhatsApp and these businesses that went from zero to $20 billion valuations in 18 months. And I think that's what everyone expects now. They expect they're going to be the next WhatsApp. They expect that's just what happens. But that's a rare case, very rare case, that kind of situation. If you're going to start a business, think long term. You've got to be thinking 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the track. And that's where your business head needs to be. If you're going to start business, you've got to be looking long term. If you're looking short term, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get overwhelmed, and you'll quit before you even start. So don't be so short term focused, really look long term. I mean, I've been in business 14 years now and I'm still waiting to be successful. It takes time. I've had multiple businesses. I've started and stopped so many things that I thought would work and didn't. But it's just a journey, and everything that you start that fails makes you stronger. The things that a lot of guys have heard Gary Vaynerchuk saying recently that you get bigger and stronger from the failures. The wins just kind of, they're nothing. They're nice to have, and they're a nice sort of yardstick, I guess, a nice measurement to have, but it's really the failures. That's where you learn, that's where you grow, that's where you find your biggest opportunities. So don't fear failure, embrace failure, know what's going to happen. And if you're looking at a long game, if you're looking at being in business for a long time, that's really the mindset you need to bring to it. Business is a long game. If you're looking at, right, I'm going to build a business, I'm going to sell it in 12 months and be a millionaire, it's really the wrong space to be in. It's the wrong headspace to be in. It's going to be very hard to be successful if that's your prerequisite, if that's what you're basing it off. But if you come into it looking, I'm going to be in this 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, it's much easier for you to develop that business, to try new things, to realise that most of it's not going to work, and you're going to have to try new brands, new product lines, new ideas, new technologies. I mean, like jumping on things like Periscope, jumping on technologies like Snapchat, on Vine, on these new technologies. Those are long-term plays. Those are long-term plays. Like something like Snapchat, something like Periscope, the whole live video streaming marketing is very, very new. But the people that get on it now, in 5 years' time, are going to be the gurus. They're going to be the guys that are making the $1 million, doing the $1 million years. because they've been in it for 5 years, for 10 years. It's like guys like Gary Vee, who got onto Twitter early, and guys like Joel Comm, who's awesome to follow on Snapchat. He's a massive proponent of Snapchat. Invented the iFart app, saw that apps was going to be huge, did iFart and made the biggest selling application for iPhone ever. Was massive on Twitter, wrote still the highest selling book on Twitter, on how to use Twitter to engage fans. So he's got people that recognise things early and are in it for a long term, are the guys that are successful. And I'm just about to read the Ask Gary Vee book, or listen to it. I got the audio book. But that book, that guy, has been a guy that's been in business for 30 years and built multiple million-dollar companies. Jumped on YouTube when it was nothing, jumped on YouTube and started a TV show on YouTube, and everyone was like, what the fuck are you doing on YouTube? Like, who's going to watch YouTube? What are you doing a TV show? And now he's the guru of, and that's what people reference. They reference that he was the guy that did that. So that's why it's so important to think long term. If you're thinking 12 months in advance and that's when your business is going to be done and dusted, you're not going to jump on something like Snapchat, you're not going to jump on Periscope, you're not going to try new business ideas, you're not going to try and leverage your knowledge and build something that's going to be lasting. So don't get stuck in that trap, really, is what I'm getting to. Try not to get stuck in that trap of short-term thinking, instant gratification. It's just going to suffocate your ideas, it's going to suffocate your inspiration, and it'll end up killing your business before you've even started. So go long-term, start. Something that Robin Sharma says is, start small, think big, but start now. So that's the way to go. Take small steps, but have a big vision, have a massive vision for where you want to go over the long term, and start now. Start today, get moving on it, because otherwise it's never going to come to fruition. So Isaac, thanks for watching and commenting and hanging out. There's a couple other people coming on. Hopefully some people pick up this replay. I think there's some important points in there for people trying to get started on online business, or just in business in general, entrepreneurship. So that's my scope for today, and hopefully I'll catch up with you guys soon. Hopefully there's some stuff there that you can take and implement and start thinking about. Maybe think about your business from a different perspective, look at some new technologies, look at some new ways that if you shift your perspective from 12 months to 3 years to 5 years to 10 years, how does that game play out? How does that change how you think about your business and where you might be? So it's cool stuff to think about, important stuff to think about. So that's me. I'll catch you guys on the next scope. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon. Bye.